You are trying to run several WhatsApp numbers at once, maybe one for sales, one for support, one for a second brand, or a whole stack of them for clients, and one by one they keep getting banned. You log in, things look fine for a few days, then a number goes dead and there is nothing you can do to get it back. If that is the loop you are stuck in, this video is for you. I run a real cloud phone farm in Singapore. Real physical Android phones sitting on a rack here, each one on its own Singapore mobile carrier IP from Singtel, M1 or StarHub. So I deal with the exact thing that gets these numbers banned every single day. Let me walk you through why WhatsApp kills multi-account setups and the setup that actually keeps a stack of numbers alive long term. First, the core problem, because almost nobody explains it properly. WhatsApp is not really banning you for having more than one number. Plenty of people run two numbers on one phone with the business app and the normal app. What WhatsApp is banning is the pattern that looks automated. The moment your setup stops looking like a human holding a phone, you are on borrowed time. So what does that pattern look like? It is many numbers all coming from one place. It is numbers logged in through some tool instead of a real phone. It is the same device fingerprint behind 10 accounts. It is messages going out faster than a thumb could type them. Any one of those is a flag. Stack them together, which is what most cheap multi-account setups do, and you are not getting away with anything. You are just waiting for the sweep. Let me be specific about the linking, because this is the part people underestimate. WhatsApp does not look at each number in isolation. It looks at how numbers relate to each other. If 5 numbers all touch the same IP, the same device, the same patterns, WhatsApp connects them. And once it decides those 5 are one operator running a farm, it does not ban one, it bans the cluster. People lose a whole month of warmed up numbers in an afternoon because they were all tied together. Now, the thing that everyone reaches for first and the thing that fails first, the linked device trick. You take one phone and you link it to a bunch of accounts, or you run some PC tool that drives several numbers from one window. It feels efficient. It is also the single fastest way to get the whole batch killed because now there is one device and one connection behind everything. You have built the exact farm signature WhatsApp is hunting for. The automation tools are worse. The APK mods, the bulk senders, the APE gray market services that promise you can blast 1,000 messages from one panel, WhatsApp detects unofficial clients. It detects send rates that no human hits. And when it catches one, it does not just stop that message. It bans the number and very often the numbers that share its fingerprint. You are not buying a shortcut. You are buying a coordinated ban. So here is the rule that everything else hangs off. One number, one real device, one mobile IP. That is the whole secret, and it is boring on purpose. Each WhatsApp number should live on its own real Android phone with its own persistent identity, reaching the internet through its own real mobile carrier IP. When you do that, there is nothing to detect. Each number is just a normal person on a normal phone on a normal Singapore network, because that is literally what it is. Let me break down why each part of that matters. The real device part first. A real Android phone has a real hardware fingerprint, real sensors, a real model, a real build of the OS, all the little signals a genuine phone gives off. An emulator does not. Cloud.one is not an emulator, and that is the point. Emulators are cheap to spin up by the hundred, which is exactly why WhatsApp got so good at spotting them. A real phone has nothing to spot because there is no fake to find. Then the IP half, which people forget until it is too late. Every phone reaches the internet through an IP, and WhatsApp judges that IP. A data center IP, the kind a server uses, screams automation because real people are not browsing from a server rack. A mobile carrier IP is the opposite. It is the kind of address Singtel, M1, and StarHub hand out to thousands of ordinary people checking their phones on the train. It is the hardest kind of IP to ban because banning it would hit real customers. A real number on a real device on a real mobile IP tells one clean story with no contradiction in it, and the IP has to be dedicated. This is where the cheap setups cut the corner that kills them. If 10 of your numbers share one IP, they are linked, full stop. It does not matter how clean each device is, they all came out of the same address, so WhatsApp treats them as one operator. Dedicated means each number gets its own line, its own address that nobody else is using. One number, one IP, not one IP split 10 ways. Now persistence, because this is the quiet reason a lot of numbers die. A real person opens WhatsApp, it is just there. They do not log in fresh every morning. But a lot of cheap setups log you out the moment you close the session, so every time you come back, the number has to re-authenticate. That constant relogging looks wrong. On a real cloud phone, the number stays logged in between sessions. You close the browser tab, the phone keeps running on the rack, the session stays alive, you come back tomorrow, and the number is exactly where you left it, still online, still receiving. That persistence is also what keeps the number reachable for your customers. A business number that drops offline every night misses messages, and a number that misses messages looks abandoned, which is its own kind of red flag. You want the phone running around the clock, so the number behaves like a real business that is always open. That is what a real device on a rack gives you that a tool on your laptop never will. Let me talk about warm-up, because new numbers are fragile and most bans happen in the first week. A brand new WhatsApp number that immediately starts blasting messages to strangers is the most obvious bot pattern there is. You have to warm it like a real person would use it. The first few days, light, a handful of chats, reply to people who message you, join a group or two, send the occasional message at a human pace with gaps, not a wall of identical texts fired in a minute. The trap people fall into is treating warm-up as a delay before the real abuse starts. It is not, it is how the number earns trust, and that trust has to keep being true. If you warm a number gently for a week and then turn it into a blast cannon on day 8, you just delayed the ban by a week. The numbers that survive are the ones that keep behaving like a person the whole way through, not just at the start. Now the business app angle, since that is what a lot of you actually want, the WhatsApp business app is fully allowed. It is the legitimate product. Catalogs, quick replies, away messages, labels to organize chats, the green tick if you go through verification. Running the business app on a real dedicated phone is completely fine because you are using the official client the way it was meant to be used. The bans are not about the business app. They are about the fake device and the shared IP underneath it. So the clean version of a multi-number business setup is this. Each number runs the official WhatsApp business app on its own real Android phone, on its own Singapore mobile IP, staying logged in around the clock. One is your sales line, one is support, one is a second brand. Each looks like a separate real business with a separate real phone, because that is what it is. No linking, no farm signature, nothing to sweep. This is where agencies and client work come in, because that is a big chunk of who needs this. Say you manage WhatsApp for 10 clients, you cannot run all 10 from one phone or one laptop without tying them together, and you really do not want one client's ban to take down the other 9. Give each client their own dedicated phone with its own IP. Now they are genuinely separated. One client's number can have a bad day and it never touches the others because there is nothing connecting them in the first place. It also makes the handover clean. When a client leaves, their number lives on its own phone with its own login, its own history. You are not untangling it from a shared pool, and you are not keeping a drawer of 10 physical phones on charge, each one a thing that can die or overheat. The phones sit on the rack in Singapore, someone else powers and cools them, and you just open a browser and use them. Let me run through the mistakes that get numbers banned even when people think they did it right. The first is the linked device trick, several numbers behind one phone, which we covered. The second is any unofficial client, the mod API Ace and bulk senders, which WhatsApp detects directly. The third is sharing one IP across numbers, which links them no matter how clean the devices are. The fourth is skipping warm-up and blasting a fresh number. The fifth is sending at a rate no human could identical messages to lists of strangers. And the last one, the sneaky one, is reusing the same number that already got banned and expecting a different result on the same setup. A word on scaling, because the honest answer is that scaling WhatsApp is not about finding a clever shortcut. It is about repeating the clean setup, one number, one real device, one IP multiplied. 10 numbers means 10 real phones on 10 IPs. That sounds like more work than a blast tool, and it is, but it is the only version that survives contact with WhatsApp's detection. The people running 50 healthy numbers are not running 50 numbers off one panel. They are running 50 real phones, each behaving like a normal person. And I will be straight with you about what this is not. It is not a way to spam. If your plan is to message 10,000 strangers who never asked to hear from you, no setup saves you because WhatsApp reads the behavior, not just the wires. What a real device farm gives you is a clean foundation so that legitimate multi-number work, real sales lines, real support, real client accounts stops dying for reasons that have nothing to do with what you are actually saying. So that is the whole picture. WhatsApp does not ban you for having many numbers. It bans the pattern that looks like a farm. The fix is to stop looking like a farm by not being one. One number per real phone, each on its own real Singapore mobile IP, staying logged in around the clock, warmed like a person and used like a person. When every number is genuinely a separate real phone on a separate real network, there is nothing left for WhatsApp to link and nothing left to ban. If you want to try that without buying a single phone, there is a free 48-hour trial on the site. You get a real Android phone in Singapore on its own mobile IP, you log a WhatsApp number into it, and you see for yourself how a number behaves when it is sitting on a real device instead of a tool. The link is in the description and it goes straight to the homepage. 48 hours is plenty to log a number in and watch it stay solid. If this cleared up why your numbers kept dying, subscribe because the next video goes deeper on warming a brand new number from day one, the exact daily rhythm that gets a fresh number through its first fragile week without a ban. This video is about the setup that keeps numbers alive. That next one is about getting them there in the first place. I will see you in it.